From Unit 3 to Unit 4, my research question narrowed down into how to use worksuit as a graphic intervention to rival the burdens between work and leisure of graphic designers during the contemporary pandemic era of work from home. With the collapse of office worlds, the time and breakdown of work will disappear. Work may not be a space, but workspace are constantly increasing. Work from home helps ensure the safety of employees, but at the same time, it implies the company's exploitations through their home space and spare time. Uniforms represent a sign of the role orientation and entry into the work. I want to visualize exploitations through the format worksuit as a medium to embody the phenomenon of work and life is inseparable. Home is supposed to be a place of rest, but when home becomes a new workspace, it seems to be an opportunity to connect with work at all moments, where it's safe. And my intention is to first point out the invisible exploitation of employees' time and space under the phenomenon of work from home by visualizing the burning of the boundary between life and work. Another is questioning the hostile culture of the busy culture and to make people reflect on their relationship with work. And the location I focus on is London. And the time period of my projects, I focus on the phenomena of the work from home during the global coronavirus pandemic. My uniform focus is on the back office. I've already put some experiments I done in Unit 3, and I want to focus on it because the bed represents the productive laziness, and also it represents the time for rest and capitalism to stop. But when it comes to an office, the ideas of work extra times and works overtime become complicated, even irrelevant, if the boundaries between home space and workspace blur and collapse. I also focus on the creative labor, which is I narrow down it into graphic and branding designers, because the ambiguity of work and leisure started in the creative industry. Creative work is more susceptible to environmental influence. With work from home, how can designers get rid of this inseparable situation between work and life? The reason for me to focus on the uniform is from a reference I found in Unit 3, which is called the What Do People Do All Day? It's an episode that used the work clothes in it to represent a sign of being controlled by capitalism. And also for me, the uniform represents the invisible labor relationship, and at the same time, the uniform represents a sign of position entering the workspace. And for the format exploration, this is my first attempt to experiment through clothes as a service to communicate. Uniforms are used to establish a sense of unity, identity, and also a symbol of status and authority. This is no existing uniform reference in the design industry. I first collect uniforms from different jobs and extract design elements together which represent authority. The color of the prison's uniforms represent different dangerous levels and make it easy to recognize. The black and white striped prison uniforms make it easy for the fugitives to be distinguished from the mainstream society, but I found it difficult to draw design inspiration related to my theme. Also, I think contract is an object that represents the control of the company, and my intention is the contract represents the publicity of work by both parties, and it means that you can assign the terms by the company's control. I visualized this control through creating a new contract. Then I put the content on the contracts of the clothes as a way to combine the worksuit and the contract, because both of them function to convey the applications. This is the iteration of the contract experiment. Corporate uniforms has multiple functions. The one that can refer to my research is it has a sense of belonging and remind the employee to complete their works according to the level required by the companies. It is a kind of phase. The contract is also a kind of restriction with legal effect, which represents the control of multiple parties over employees. The intention is better expressed the application in the uniforms, and the visualization explored. The pictures represent works, and I combine the layout and material pajamas to point out the conflicts through the material, representing rest. Why I'm choosing the materials of the pajama? Because it's the work clothes for work at home and made of comfortable materials. Employee will definitely be willing to wear them and wear them when work and rest. But when you put it on, you won't realize that the entrepreneur's intention is to increase your identity and create great values for them. When I hope to use the idea to visualize the blurring of the boundaries between work and rest. This is another uniform design prototypes for the creative labors, and I use the function. I collect the functions that they usually use as the scale measurement and the type scales to put in the uniforms design. The intention is to put the uniforms as a collection of essential tools for work as a branding designer. It is a performative unit tips for who are working from home. By printing the production tools needed by the graphic designer, it makes easier and more efficient for the employees. It is printed with the corporate slogan "From input to bed" and your staff numbers. You can write down the office is an as a motivational quote to inspire yourself. When the symbols that appear on your clothes are always productive, it also stimulates productivity and makes your work better. Each pocket helps you to place the tools that help you to be productive. And through the placement of the tools, you will show your professional identity. By placing the tools, you will also reflect your identity with your profession. Changing beliefs leads to changing behaviors. From inbox to best, you can wear it everywhere, and the work will be with you everywhere. This is a time to visualize the exploitation of the ledger. The weakness is the visual language needs iteration. This is my action plan. The first one, exploring the corporate uniforms. I found that most of the uniforms are related to the logos and colors, which I cannot get much influence from, but I will keep exploring it. And now I have established a 24/7 business logo, and I will develop its name and also the visual language part that can be a logo that put on my uniform. Another one is I will explore the combination of production symbols and pajamas, which means that I want to collect the creative productivity tools for designers and also collect them into a book and divide it by different uh, typologism and change it into symbols that put on my uniform to represent the work. And also the idea of contracts has some iterations. I will keep improve the visual language part to be more critical, and my public is facing to the millennial creative labor group because this genre is being overrun by technology, and also development of the mobile device had makes the integration of production tools and leisure tools and make the work and life boundaries blurred. And also they have integrated the idea that I should be working all the time because everything and everyone in my life has reinforced it.